Hi everyone, as usual, I'm present here, your colleague, your instructor, and assister to help you to understand the main and crucial concept of reported speech, part 2, and its concept. So, without wasting or delaying our precious or let us say momentous time, here we are going to start with the main rules that we must follow. Some of the major rules that we have to apply while changing direct speech into indirect. Now, let's have a look over here. Okay, so here are those rules. So before talking about this, I have already discussed in my previous video about the pattern of changing direct speech into indirect one. So what are those patterns? Actually, there are three usual patterns of changing direct speech into indirect one. Just like there is the change of tense, the first pattern. Second pattern is the change of person. And the third one is the change of adverbs. The adverbs could be time adverbials as well as adverb of place. So I have already discussed about change of tense, just like present simple present or present simply change into simple past. The reported statement in direct speech having the respective tenses, just like simple present to change into simple past. Simple past to change into past perfect, and note one thing, past perfect tense is never changed. Similarly, past perfect continuous is also not changed. Present continuous is changed into past continuous. Past continuous is changed into past perfect continuous. Okay, so these were some of the basic rules that we have to understand. Now let's move downside. Okay, about change of person, we have already discussed in the previous video, though let's have discussion in short. Actually, while we discuss about change of person, first person, I or we, it changed according to subject. That's why S is the first notation of later. Second person, you. You, it changed according to object. That's why the first letter is O. Object first letter is O. That's why O is noted here. Okay. Third person. Third person here means he, she, it, they. Jack, Jill, Harry, etc., etc. So these third persons are never changed. No change in third person. That's why N is the first letter of noun. That's why N is noted over here. Now let's move downside. What are the procedures? What are the methods or rules of changing pronoun? Or let us say change a person or pronoun while we move further on. So let us discuss the cases of three persons. What are those three persons? First person, second persons, and third person. So let us discuss about the case of first person. In first person, what are the subjects that we have to discuss about? We have to discuss about I and we. So whenever we talk about subjective form, objective form, possessive case first, possessive case second, here possessive case first, here means possessive first means the subjective case of possessive case. Possessive two, here possessive two represents objective case of possessive case. Now reflexive case, here reflexive case determines the ownership or falling upon oneself of any subject. Just like now, let us start the subjective form of I, and objective form of I is me. Possessive first means subjective case in possessive one. Yes, my. So what is objective form of mine? in possessive one, mine. What is reflexive form of I? Myself. Similarly, the plural of I, we. Here, the plural in first person, okay, is we. The plural in first person is we. What is objective form of we? Us. What is the subjective possessive case? Our. What is objective possessive case? Ours. And what is reflexive of we? Ourselves. Now let me clarify to you all. Ourselves, whenever you see over here BES, here BES represents plural form of reflexive case. So let me talk about this one, BES. As you see here, BES, we is plural. So reflexive case of the plural subject is also in the form of plural one. Yes, just like I myself. Whenever we talk about SELF, SELF is always singular. Okay, SELF is in singular form. SELBES is plural of self. So what is the plural of self? So to talk in simple way, SELF is singular. Sorry. Okay. SELF is the singular. What is plural of SELF? SELVES. Okay. Let's not be confused in this matter. Okay. So when we talk about second person, you is only the second person, which we have to discuss over here. What is the subjective case here of second person? You. So what is the objective form of you? The same one. You is the objective one. Now let us talk about the subjective possessive case of you, your. It is the subjective possessive case. Possessive first means subjective possessive case. Yours, objective possessive case. Objective possessive case of your is yours. So let me tell you, the reflexive pronoun of you is yourself. In which case? In the case whenever it is singular, because I have already discussed before. Whenever you see SELF, here SELF represents singular one, and SELBES represents plural one, plural, more than one. Okay, so the singular reflexive form of you is yourself. The plural reflexive form of you is yourselves, BES. Let me tell you an example using a sentence. You do it yourself, yourself, SELF, because you here denotes a singular person, singular case. So whenever we talk about plural one, just like I'm using a sentence here, you all should do it now yourselves. You all, here, you all represents here the grouped form. All persons might be assembled over there. That's why here you also do it now yourselves, BES. It represents the plural case. Plural, more than one. Okay, now let's move down. He, here, he represents the subjective case of third person. What are the example of subjective case, a subjective form of third persons? Let me tell you using some of the examples of subject over here. Okay, so let me deal with the example of third person subject. Okay, third person here, subject represents he, she, it, they, Jack, Jill, Harry, etc. Okay, so when we talk about he, subjective case, what is its objective form? Him. What is the subjective possessive case of he, his. What is objective possessive case of he, his, the same one? And what is the reflexive form of he, himself? So let me clarify you all over here. So there is no change in subjective possessive case and objective possessive case for he, because his is used in subjective as well as possessive case for he. And the another one important thing, most importantly, we have to understand that here his is often used in the middle of the sentence. His is used usually in the middle, not at the end. Okay, so let us move downside. Let's talk about C. C is the subjective case. Her is the objective form of C. So what is the subjective possessive form of C? That is her. So what is the objective possessive case of C? Hers. So what is the reflexive form of C? Herself. Herself is the singular one, not more than one, singular one. Okay, let's move downside. Let's know more about it. Actually, it is especially used for object and things. Okay, so it is the pronoun which is used to replace things, object, and often used for unknown case. It is I. So if there is mystery to talk about or to point out to anyone, then whenever we use any sentence, just like, who is that person? Firstly, the question is talking to know about the known, about unknown person. So while replying for that answer, what you may say, it is I, none other than it is I. Yes, it is used especially for mysterious and unknown thing. Okay, so what is the objective form of it? It. It never changes. What is the subjective possessive case of it? It. What is the objective possessive case of it? It's. Okay, what is the reflexive form of it? Itself. Here I have already told you self represents singular form. Okay, let's talk about the another form of subjective form of third person, that is they. They is especially used for the plural case. It is used before plural person. Okay, plural case, just like they are such a wonderful people. They are such a wonderful people. Okay, they are nice students. Okay, now let's move. What is the objective form? They, them, them. What is the subjective possessive case of they? Their. What is the objective possessive case of they? Theirs. What is the reflexive case of they? Themselves. So why selves is used over here? Because they is plural. And to point out the reflexive form of plural one, the reflexive pronouns should be also plural. Let's not forget this thing. Okay, now we talked about some of the methods of changing person in several cases. Now, let's talk about the change of adverb. Okay, while we talk about change of adverb, there are mainly two kinds of adverbs which are often used, commonly used in reported speech. They are adverb of place, adverb of time. Okay, sometimes there might be often used adverb of frequency, usually. most often. Okay, now here this reported speech, indirect speech, this. What is the indirect form of this, that? What is the indirect form of come, go? Now let's talk about this verb. Here, when we deal with come in direct speech, it is usually used for the case of the tense except simple present and simple future. Let's not be confused. We will discuss after this about some of the special process of changing direct speech into indirect one for special questions for the most often recurring questions in our exam. Okay, come it changed into go. These it changed into those. Hither, hither is the older form of here, and hither is changed into thither, thither. Here, here it changed into there. Okay, let's move downside to know some more about adverbs. So now let's talk about change of time adverbials. Change of time adverbials. So as I have discussed, now let's know more. Now it changed into then. Thus, it's changed into so. Last, it changed into the previous. Ago, it changed into before. Today or tonight, it changed into that day, that night. Now, let me tell you a simple trick that will make you never forget. Okay, what is that trick to remember this thing? So here, if you talk about two, then you have to remember two is always changed into that, and the remaining thing is same, just like here, today, or sometime it is pronounced as today, today. Okay, today or today, that day, two it changed into that, today, that day, tonight, that night. Okay, now let's move down. Yesterday, yesterday it changed into the day before or the previous day. Day is missing over here. The previous day, day is missing here. Okay. Tomorrow, tomorrow it changed into the following day, the next day. The day before yesterday, how many days? Before yesterday, one day, one plus one. How many days will be totally there? 2 days before 2 days. It means yesterday was one day before. Okay. Now again, the day before yesterday, count one more. Okay. Before 2 days. Now, the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow in 2 days. Now, the next day or the tomorrow will be one day later, and again, one later day after tomorrow means one plus one, two. It means next 2 days. Okay, in 2 days, count that. Okay, in 2 days, next, it changed into the following, the following. So this was all about some of the major rules that should be adopted while changing direct speech into indirect one. Now let's talk about some of the special questions related to reported speech. Let's have some patience so that there will be more clarity and more concept over here. So let's talk about some of the another case. Reported speech remaining part. Okay, it's one of my favorite topic that I'm going to discuss here right now. Now, solutions of important questions, direct to indirect speech. Ram said to me, so before I deal with anything, let me clear out my rough work over here. I have the habit to make The page dirty to make your mind clean. Okay, let's move down over here. Ram said to me, he is to help me. Okay, answer. Ram told me that he was to help me. Is to. Okay, if you see over here, is it changed into was. Is represents simple present or present simple. Okay, is it changed into was, and to remains same. Is to it changed into was to. Said to is it changed into told. Now there is also change of person. So if we talk about change of person, let me clarify you all. So many of the students have confusion about changing person, when and how to change the person. Okay, Ram said to change into told. Okay, me, Ram told me. Now in the place of comma, inverted comma, we put here that. Yeah, we have understood up to here. Now let's know about person. So what is the person used inside reported statement? Actually, what is the reported statement here? He is to help me. The reported statement here is he is to help me. Okay, so when we talk about this, he's to help me. Now let me tell you. Now which person is he? He is obviously third person. Be sure about knowing and being familiar with the kinds of person as I have already mentioned in the table. Okay, he is third person. Now let us remember son rule, SON son rule. First person is changed according to subject. Second person is changed according to object. Third person is not changed. No change, son rule. Okay, so here third person is he. Here he means it is not changed. Third person and refers to no change. So he remains he. Okay. Now is to it changed into was to. Is to it changed into was to. Okay. And help me. Okay. Me remains same. Now let's move ahead. Ram says to me, I will come here. Okay. This is the special case that we have to understand. So this is one new matter for us. So what is that thing? Whenever the reporting verb is in simple present or in simple future, the tense of reported statement is never changed. Don't change the tense of reported statement, in which case, when the reporting verb is in simple present or simple future. Okay, Ram says to says, here says depicts, says reflects, which verb? Verb 5. Which verb says, which verb it says? Verb 5. And verb 5 represents which tense? Obviously, simple present. Now we have to be clarified over here. We have to be crystal clear in this question. Says to. So me, I will come here. Now, note another thing. Tense is never changed. Adverb is never changed. But what is the thing that can change? Obviously, person can change. In which case, when reporting verb, just like says to, will say to, when reporting verbs are in simple present or in simple future, then the tense of reported statement is never changed. Don't change the tense of reported statement. Don't change the adverbs of reported statement. But what you can change, what you are allowed to change, you are permitted to change person. There is only change in person, no change in time adverbial or adverb of place, no change in tense also. Only change in person occurs there. Okay. Ram says to, as per, we will discuss the rule downside also. Says to is changed into tells. Ram says to, Ram tells me, in the place of comma, inverted comma, put here that. Ram tells me that. Now what is the reported statement here? The reported statement in this reported speech is, I will come. Here I denotes which person. Which person is I? Let's think for a while. I is singular as well as first person. So as we have discussed, first person changes according to subject. So while changing person, we have to run outside of the jail of this inverted comma. I have already discussed about the prison concept of reported speech to check out just person, not for tense, not for adverb, only for person. This is applicable, this is implicable just for which purpose? Just for the sake of change of person, not for the change of time, not for the change of adverbs, only just for the change of person, person and person. For changing person, let's move outside of the jail. Let's run, let's escape away from this jail. Okay, I here means first person. Now, we got over here, I is first person, which is changed according to subject. Now let's run outside of the jail. What is the subject here outside of the jail? Ram. Okay, Ram is the subject outside of the jail. Outside of the jail, what is the subject here? Ram. So what can we write in place of Ram? Ram is a boy. Obviously, we will use he to replace Ram. Ram tells me that he, okay, he will never changed. I have mentioned before, will changes to would, shall changes to should, can changes to could, may changes to might. But in this case, we are not going to change the tense. Why? Because the reporting verb is in simple present tense or present tense. For the case of present tense or future tense, we should never change the tense of reported statement. Just like here, Ram tells me that he will remain same, will. He will come. Okay, he will come here. An adverb also remains same. Here is the adverb of place. Here represents the adverb of place. Okay, let's move downside to know the important fact about changing adverbs, changing person and reporting verb here. So reporting verb with present and future tense. So you all may see over here. Here you can see reporting verb with present and future tense. So if we want to talk about this, let's know that says to, which tense is says? Simple present, having verb 5. Says is verb 5 of say. So as per we have written over here, says to, then it's reported or reporting verb should be also in verb 5, just like says to, tells. Says to, tells. Tells is also verb 5 of tell. Let's understand like this. Say remains same. Say is never changed. Say here, say to is changed into tell. In which case we have to use tell, the form of tell, when you see to over there. Yes, when you see to attached with say, then in such case, say is changed into tell. We can only write tell when to infinitive is attached with say, just like says to tells, say to tell. Okay, says to tells, say to tell, and say remains same. Will say. Okay, now it's the matter of simple future. Will plus verb one. Verb one is say. Will say remains same. Will say is same. Will say to, again, just what we have to change. Say to is changed into tell. Just do it. Will tell. Finished. Had said also remains same. Had said is not changed. It is the same one. Had said to. Now let's talk about this. Had said to. Okay, we have discussed formal also. We have discussed formally that in previous video also I have discussed on this matter. Said to is changed into told. Just changed. Said to is changed into told, and the remaining is same. Had said to, has told. Okay, have said. Okay, the next one is have said. Have said also remains same, no change. Have said to, the same process. Said to is changed into told. Said to is changed into told. Okay, now let's know further information. Note, what is the main thing we have to understand? The above mentioned are the list of reporting verbs, those change into indirect reporting verbs. Note, there is no change in the tense of reported statement. What we could understand from here, no change in the tense of which one? Reported statement. So what is actually here reported statement? The prisoner. Oh, I'm scared. The prisoner inside double inverted comma. Hello, hello. The prisoner inside double inverted comma is reported statement. I'm scared. Okay, let's move. Let's move ahead. So let's know more fact about this. Let me clear out my rough work so that we may proceed ahead. Number two, there is no change in adverbs of place. Okay, I have already mentioned this before too. This, that, these, those, here, come, etc. remain same. No need to change. In which case, when reporting verb is simple present and simple future. Let's keep the secret. Never reveal to anyone. Okay. Now, number three, there is no change in adverb of time. Okay, I have already mentioned this. There is no change in adverbs of time or time adverbial, just like now, today, tomorrow, yesterday, last, ago, tonight, day before yesterday, day after tomorrow remains same, no change. Okay, the next one, number four, there is only and one and only change in person, change in person and change in person. Okay, only change in person. Now let's move downside to know furthermore information. Let me clear out this rough work. Okay, now nextly, we have to understand, we have to assimilate over here for universal, general, and scientific truth. There is no change in the tense of reported statement. No change in the tense, no change in the tense of reported statement. For what kind of fact? Scientific, universal, and general fact. Now let me talk about universal fact, just like the earth is round, but actually earth is not completely round. It is just like orange, yes, just like an orange thrust or pressed at the poles, opposite poles. Now let's know more. There are 8 planets in solar system. This is also a universal fact. Nextly, the sun rises in the east, the sun sets in the west. Okay, general fact. Now, when we talk about general fact, just like general fact is obviously related to quotation, proverb, or experience of any legendary person or legendary personality. Man is mortal. Yes, that is also a general fact. No one is immortal in this world. Man is mortal. This is general fact. Now let's talk about scientific fact. Okay, scientific truth. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. The earth rotates around the sun. The moon rotates around the earth. This is scientific fact. Blood is red due to RBC present in the cell, in the blood cell. Okay, now let's move downside to know about this fact. Ram said to me, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, what is the answer? Ram told that, okay, said to is changed into told. We have learned this before. Now, what is the reported statement over here? Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. The reported statement here represents what kind of truth? Scientific truth. So whenever there is the matter of scientific truth, then no need to change the tense or the format, or the scientific truth reported statement remains same, just like Ram told that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. My sir said us. Columbus discovered America. Yes, this is a historical fact, a general fact from history. Okay, my sir said that, my sir said that Columbus discovered America. No need to change the reported statement. Let's move down. Reported statement with let plus subject plus be plus object. So how can we understand this in an easy way? Okay, many of us might be scared to know the formula format which I have mentioned over here. What does it mean? What am I trying to say you? Okay, it's not touching my head. Okay. Now, here the formula format should be touching your brain now. Let's nip into the matter. Let's move quickly into this matter. Okay. Reported statement with late plus subject plus be plus object. Now let me start with an example over here. Teacher said, let AB be the length of a rectangle. Okay, so what is the format over here? Teacher said. To make you clear, let me use some of my works. Let is is already present in the structure. AB. AB is the subject let plus subject B. Let plus subject plus B plus object. The length of rectangle is an object. Now for this case, let xy be the horizontal axis. Let y be the vertical axis. When we talk about the graph work, we deal with axis, plotting of coordinates. Yes, in mathematical formula, while solving any mathematical question, sometime to find the value of x, we assume some of the value, we suppose some of the uncertain value by putting any variable, just like by supposing x or y or a or b, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it was the matter like this. Let's come to know further. Let plus subject plus be plus object changes into, now let it changed into assumed now. Let it changed into assumed, assumed or supposed. Let it changed into assumed. Okay, now after writing assumed, while let it changed into assumed, then be it changed into might be. Be it changed into might be. Let's not be confused in this matter. What are the two aspects that should be changed? Let and be. Let and be. Let and be. Let it changed into assumed. Let it changed into assumed. And be is changed into might be. Might be. Be is changed into might be. Now, let's move downside here. Firstly, let me clear out my rough work. Here we go. Let's start with a question. Teacher said, let AB be the length of rectangle. What would be the answer? Teacher assumed in the place of let. So if you see let over there, said is replaced by assumed, in which case said is replaced by assumed. When we see let over here, then if you see the connection between let and said, then said is replaced by assumed. Let's not be confused here. Okay. Teacher assumed that AB might be the length of a rectangle. AB might be the length of a rectangle. B is replaced by might be. This was the fact that we have to understand in this case. Let's move down. Reported statement with sir, ma'am, madam changes into respectfully and remaining its same. So whenever we see any reported statement, so I have already discussed that while changing direct speech into indirect one, then we have to focus mainly on reported statement. What is the sense that we perceive from reported statement? What is the gist of reported statement? What is the scenario or phenomenon or persona of reported statement? In that case, we have to understand the sense provided by the reported statement, and then later we have to move on to change into indirect speech. Just like here, if we see, sir, madam or ma'am in reported statement, then we have to use respectfully. In which case, if you see sir, ma'am, or madam, when it is used for respecting other, it is full of etiquette, greeting, politeness, and morality. This is our duty to respect our seniors, to love our juniors. In the similar way, sir, madam, or ma'am is replaced by respectfully, because we have to respect them whenever the matter comes for sir, ma'am, or madam. Respectful, respect word is used, respect. So let's talk further on using the question here. Ram said, sir, can I help you? Now, what is the sense provided from reported statement? What is written in reported statement? Sir, can I help you? What kind of question is this? Yes, no question or WH? Yes, no question. The remaining rules are same, but in place of sir, we have to use respectfully. Okay. And the remaining rules are same. Just sir or ma'am is replaced by respectfully. Ram asked, since this is the reported statement which implies yes no question, said is replaced by asked. Ram asked respectfully if or whether. Now I, which person is I? While we talk about change of person, always run outside of the jail of inverted comma. Jail of inverted comma. Let's escape from the jail of inverted comma. Can I help you? Okay. I refers to which person? First person. First person changes according to subject. What is the subject outside? Ram. Ram is the subject outside. What is Ram here? Male or female? Male, boy. Ram is replaced by he. Ram asked respectfully if he. Now the remaining rules are same. Can is changed into could. Can is changed into could. If he could help. Now you refers to second person. S-O-N. You refers to second person. O. What is the second person here? O. Object. And second person is changed according to object. To check about, to check, to check out subject or object, we have to run outside of the jail. Now let's run outside of the jail to change the person. You. Okay. So what is the object outside of the sentence? Ram said, and if here is nothing, then it could be the matter of a boy or a girl. You could be a boy or a girl too. You can use him for boy, her for a girl. It doesn't matter. Ram asked respectfully if or whether he could help him. Okay, so let's move downside and let me clear out my rough work over here. Okay. Now, the another kind of reported statement with let's or let us. Let's is the short form of let us. So we have to remember one thing over here, that whenever we see let's or let us, where obviously in reported statement. If you see let's or let us in reported statement, in that case, what we have to understand, what we have to assimilate in our mind, let's or latest is replaced by suggested or proposed that they should. Always use this concept, a phrasal sentence. This is a phrasal sentence. And the remaining rules are same. And the remaining rules are same. Just like in the place of let's, what we have to replace, let's or latest is replaced by suggested or proposed that they should plus blah blah blah. Here blah blah represents the remaining part or the objective part or the predicate part of the reported statement is changed according to the rules. Remaining rules are same. Let's move down over here. Ram said, let's sing a song. Okay, let's sing a song. What is the reported statement or the prisoner inside the jail? Inside double inverted comma. Let's sing a song is a prisoner or a reported statement. Ram said, let's sing a song. I hope your voice is also nice. So let's is replaced by suggested or proposed that they should plus blah, 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 just like Ram. Now, whenever you see the connection, let's, then said is replaced by proposed or suggested that they should. Okay, always remember this. Ram said or Ram said, let's sing a song. Ram proposed or suggested that they should sing a song. Now, let me clarify you all. After should, which verb should be used? Verb 1. Undoubtedly, we should use verb 1 after what? Should. Should plus verb 1. Should plus verb 1 is used. Verb 1 is also called base verb. Verb 1 is also called base verb or the root verb or the root verb. Now let's move downside. So let me clear out my rough work over here. I have the habit to do rough work. So reported statement with late without us. Late without us. Us is absent. Us is absent. No use of us. No us. Okay. Reported statement with late without us. Only late is used there. So the case when there is only the use of late, then what shall we do in that case? So let me clarify about that. Only late. Only late changes into requested or ordered to plus late plus objective form. So by watching out or by looking at this formula, your mind or might have itched. What itched your brain? What hit your brain by looking at this formula? Our brain is itched now. Why? Because previously we talked about let us, but now this time us is absent. Only late is lonely. Oh, I'm so lonely. Late is lonely now. No one is to accompany late. No one is friend. Therefore, late. Oh, he's so lonely, so pathetic. Okay. So in that case, late is replaced by requested or ordered to plus late plus objective form. Late plus objective form. It will be clarifying by looking at the examples. Let me move downside. Before this, let me clear out this. rough work so that it will be much more convenient for everyone. So what are the objective form? The objective form that we have to understand here is him, her, them, us, it, you, me, anything, plus which verb? Verb one. After let plus object, we should always remember to use verb one. Let me work. Let me help you. Just let me use a sentence. Let me use a sentence. Okay, it's also a sentence. Let plus me, object, help, verb one. Let me help you. Let me do my work. Let me do my work. Let me do my work. Okay, so these are the formats of this structure. So what we can see here, work is verb one, do is verb one, after object me, after object me, which verb is used here? Verb one. Let him do his work. Let him do his work. Let him solve. Let him solve it. Let him solve it. Okay, let the first structure, him, objective, objective form, solve, verb one or the base verb. After objective form, verb one or base verb is used here. Okay, so what shall we do in this case? So it is already mentioned over here. In this case, said or said to is changed into ordered or requested. Said or said to is changed into ordered or requested. So better we should prefer to use requested. Let's not use ordered, because ordered here sounds quite rude, quite humbleless. So let's keep the habit of using requested rather than using ordered. Ram said to him, let me sit alone. Ram requested him. Ram ordered or requested him to let me sit, let him sit alone. Now, let it changed into ordered or requested. Now, to check out the change of person me. So, me is the objective form of I. Me is the objective form of I. So, me refers to which person objective form? First person. So, to change the person, we have to use son rule. S-O-N. We should use son rule, and we should remember our son of our future if you are unmarried. Okay, son here represents S for the first person. Me is the objective form. Obviously, for the objective form, the objective form of answer should be used, just like Ram ordered or requested me. Me refers to first person objective form. Then to check out person, we should run outside of the jail of inverted comma to check out the person. What is the first person here? Ram. So in the place of Ram, what we can use he, but is it suitable to use he? Obviously not. So what is the objective form of he? Him. Ram here refers to he. So what is the objective form of he? What is the objective form of he? Him. Okay, the objective form of he is him. Now let's move downside to let him sit alone. Ram ordered or requested him to let him sit alone. Okay. Now let's move further on and let me clear out my rough work here. Reported statement with tag questions. So while we talk about reported statement with tag question, then always remember one thing. The reported statement, whenever we see in reported statement, whenever we see tag question attached with that, then we have to understand that tag question here represents one of the format of yes no question. Yes no question is the long form of tag question. Tag question is also called a tail question, or sorry, or a short question. Yes no question. A tail question is also said to be tag question or a short question. What is the long form of tag question or tail question? Yes no question. So whenever we see reported statement with yes no question, sorry, with tail question, then we have to use the rules whatever is used in yes no question. Let's not forget this. That's why it is already mentioned here. Reported statement, okay, reported statement with tag questions, same as yes no questions, follow the rules included in yes no questions. No need to do other things rather than this, except this. Examples: Ram said to me, he helped me, didn't he? Now we have to understand that didn't he represents here yes no question in the past. He helped. Verb to is used over here. Helped is verb to. Okay, so verb to here represents simple past. So what is the indirect form of simple past? Change of tense. Simple past is changed into past perfect. Had plus verb 3. Had plus verb 3. Verb 2 changed into had plus verb 3. Okay, so Ram asked me. Ram asked me. Ram asked me. For yes no question, comma and inverted comma is replaced by if or whether. Ram asked me if or whether. Now let's do the work of changing person. How to change person. Now let's talk about the person in reported statement he. Which person is he? He refers to which person? Third person. Whenever we talk about sun rule, S-O-N, sun rule, then first person changes according to subject, second person changes according to object, and third person is not changed. No change in third person. So what should we do for he? He is third person. So he is not changed. He remains same. No need to change he. Okay, Ram asked me if or whether he now helped. Helped is changed into helped is verb 2. Verb 2 is changed into had plus verb 3. What is verb 3 of helped? Helped. Helped. Okay. Verb 1 help. Verb 2 helped. Ed. Verb 3 helped. Ed. Verb 4 helping. Ing. Verb 5 helps. S. Okay. So Ram asked me if or whether he had helped me. He had helped me. Okay, focus on the underlined statement. Okay. Now let's move downside. Let me clear out my rough work here. Reported statement with kindly please or do plus verb 1. Emphatic sentence, emphatic. So what is the actual meaning of do plus verb 1? Here do plus verb 1 represents emphatic idea, somewhat obligation. It's your compulsion to follow other. So what kind of compulsion is that? Compulsion based on request. If someone requests you very strictly, anyhow you have to come, do come to my party, do come. Okay, let me use a sentence over here. Do, okay, let me use a sentence. Do come to my party, do come to my party, do come. If we talk about do come, do is the emphatic verb and come is verb 1. Come is here verb 1. Do come, do plus verb 1. Do come, do plus verb 1 is used here. Do come to my party. Emphatic represents the compulsion or the work which we have to do because of polite request. Actually, a kind of strict polite request. That's our Nepalese culture, to make someone forcibly to attend your party. But actually, it is regarded as a good culture in our community to request someone to attend any ceremony, to attend any festival, to join the party, to invite someone. We use emphatic word. Do come to my dinner. I will prepare tasty food for you. Do come to visit my office. I'm prepared to give you a party. Do come to check my bank balance. I will share some amount with you. Okay, now let's move downside. Ram said to me, he helped me. Okay, it is already completed. Reported statement with kindly, please, or do plus verb 1 are emphatic changes into requested to plus verb 1. Requested to plus verb 1. Before this, let me clear out my rough work so that we can move ahead. So kindly, please, do plus verb 1 are emphatic changes into requested to plus verb 1. Now let's move downside here. Before that, let me clear out my rough work. Let's move to know more about this. Ram said to me, kindly help me. So I have already discussed that whenever we see kindly, please, do plus verb 1 or emphatic verb, then kindly, please or emphatic verb is replaced by requested to plus verb 1. So let me clear out using the answer here. Ram said to me, so if you see kindly, because kindly is present here, Ram said to me, kindly help me. So what shall we do? Ram requested me, said to it changed into requested. Why? Because kindly is used here. Plead, pleading word, requesting verb. Ram requested me to help me, to help him. Actually, here should be him. Him. Me is changed into him, not me. Ram requested me to help him. Okay, requested me to help him. So why me is changed into him? Now change a person. Me is the objective form of I. I is first person. First person changes according to subject. Second person changes according to object. Third person, no change. First person subject, I. What is the objective form of I, me? So if we want to check out the change a person, then run outside of the jail of inverted comma. Okay, let's run out. So me, so first person. So let's check out for me what is the objective form he used here. Ram said to me. Me could be male or female. In context of male, we can use him for he, her for she. Okay. Ram requested me to help him. Ram said, please solve this problem. Ram said, please solve this problem. Now, please is pleading verb, requesting word. So whenever we see please, kindly, or emphatic verb, then it then please, kindly, or emphatic verb is replaced by requested to plus verb one. Just like in case of please over here, please is connected to said. That's why said is replaced by requested, because please is present there. Ram requested to solve. Now this is changed into that. Solve that problem. Finished. Now let's know another one. Ram said to me, do come to see my live performance. Okay, so many of the students become confused to see this reported statement. What is the actual persona? What is the main gist of this reported statement? Ram said to me, do come to see my live performance. Okay, what is written in reported statement? Do come to see my live performance. Do come. So let's be clever over here. Let's be smart. Let's be witty. Let's be witty over here. Do come. Do is already the emphatic verb, and come is verb here. Verb one. Do plus verb one. So what kind of verb is do come? Emphatic verb. That's why here do come is also replaced by requested. Said to is do come makes said to change into requested. Okay. Ram said to me to come to see my live performance. Ram requested me to come to see my live performance. Now we have to change person my. What kind of person is my? My is the subjective possessive case person. Subjective possessive case person of first person. A first person. So first person changes according to subject. So to change the person, let's run out of the jail. Okay. So what is the first person over here? Ram. To see my live performance. Here my denotes to Ram. My denotes here Ram. Now in place of Ram, is it possible to write he? He is written actually for subjective case. Now here is the matter for subjective possessive case. S means subjective, P means possessive, C means case, subjective possessive case. So what is subjective possessive case of he? What is subjective possessive case for he? His. What is subjective possessive case of he? His. That's why here in the place of Ram, we have to use his. Ram requested me to come to see his live performance. So in our Nepalese culture, I have explained it downside to dukam, du plus bhavan. Dukam means obligation, a kind of compulsion. Forcefully, something must be done, forcibly. So here, it is also mentioned over here, aunai parsa, to come to my party, aunai parsa in Nepali. That's why do plus bhavan represents a kind of obligation, compulsion, polite and strict request. So do plus bhavan is an emphatic verb. In this way, we have completed some of the special cases of reported statement. Now, in the next video, we will deal with the necessary part of other questions. So let me deal with the remaining part of reported statement. Let me clear out my rough work. So for this, we discussed previously up to interrogative sentence. Now I'm going to teach you the two remaining parts or two remaining kinds of sentences, that is exclamatory sentence and optative sentence. After this, the whole part of reported statement would be completed. So what kind of sentence is exclamatory? The sentence which reveals, which depicts, or which shows the ideas of joy, sorrowness, or surprise. Joy, sorrow, or surprise. Three matters must be included in exclamatory sentence, and this kind of sentence ends with interjection sign, exclamatory sign. You may see here exclamatory sign too, that is the pipe sign. This sign is said to be exclamatory sign or interjection sign. It shows the emotions of joy, sorrow, or sadness, or surprise. So in this case, let me deal with a sentence. Ram said, alas, the man is dead. So what is the exclamatory word? Alas. Alas represents here sadness, sorrow, sorrow form. So in this case, for exclamatory sentence, said it changed into, said or said to it changed into exclaimed with joy for the purpose of happiness, exclaimed with sorrow for the purpose of sadness or sorrow, exclaimed with surprise for the purpose of any surprise or mystery or secret thing which was unknown to you. Now let me move further. And as we know, comma and inverted comma is replaced by that in optative sentence. Okay. Now, before this, let me clear out this point. Ram said, alas, the man is dead. Okay, the man is dead. This is not surely a good news for anyone. Obviously, it's a shocking news. It's really pathetic. That's why it is full with sorrowness. That's why it deals with exclaimed with sorrow. Said it changed into exclaimed with sorrow because it represents alas, the man is dead. Alas, oh, oh God. These all words represent the meaning of sorrowness. So what are the words which represents joy? Hurrah, hooray, wow, wonderful. These are the exclamatory words which represents the meaning of joy, surprise. So some of the words which represent surprise are wow, and in some of the cases it depends upon sentences also, just like Ram said, what a big snake it is. What a big snake it is. It is a surprising matter. Ram said, what a huge achievement we perceived, we got. What a huge achievement we got. Surprise, exclaimed with surprise. Optative, okay. What is the meaning of optative sentence? Actually, optative sentence is such kind of sentence which deals with the idea of cursing someone, wishing someone, praying, begging, praising, or congratulating someone. It is slightly different from exclamatory sentence. How? Because let's not be confused between exclamatory and optative sentence. In exclamatory sentence, there is only the sense which makes difference from optative one. Just like we can only get three senses in exclamatory sentence, and the other senses represent optative sentence. Let me clear it out. In exclamatory sentence, we may look out, or we may check out the sense of joy, the sense of sorrow, the sense of surprise in exclamatory sentence. But while we talk about optative sentence, we have to deal with the sense other than joy, sorrow, surprise. What are the other senses? Sense of curse. What is the actual meaning of curse? To quote any bad wishes for someone, to happen any omen in their life, bad luck, omen, O-M-E-N, omen, bad luck. Wishing someone, praying for someone, bedding, bed, to farewell someone, good night, bye bye, tata, sayonara, praise, to appreciate someone, congratulate. Okay, these are the different senses which make different from exclamatory sentence. Now, in optative sentence, let me tell you, Sita said, may you become the first in your class. Okay, in optative sentence too, there is somewhat use of interjection sign or exclamatory symbol after the sentence, just like Sita said, may you become the first in your class. In this case, said or said to is changed into cursed, depending upon the sense of reported statement. Now, may you become the first in your class. Is it cursing? No. Let me tell you a statement or a reported statement of cursing. May you die soon. Isn't it a bad curse? Obviously, it is a curse. May you become the first in your class. Now, what is this? This is wishing. Yes, may you be the successful person in this world. Wishing, you are wishing something better for other. Pray, actually, we pray to God for the betterment for other. Okay, bed. Bed is used in the context for doing farewell at the time of departure, when someone is going to be separated or being departed from you. In that case, we may use bed. Praised when you try to appreciate anyone. Sita said, okay, I'm telling you an example of a statement with bed and praised. Now, statement with bed. Statement with bed. Sita said, goodbye. Sita said, goodbye. Goodbye here means goodbye represents bedding. Bye bye. Sita bade me by saying goodbye. Praised. Now, praised means to appreciate you. Actually, for inspiring other, for encouraging other, to motivate other, we use some of the praiseworthy words. Okay, Sita said to her son, you are the brilliant child in the school. Sita praised her child by saying he was the brilliant child in the school. Congratulated when someone becomes successful or someone gain victory, someone gains victory over something. In that case, in the case of achievement, we use congratulation. Sita said, congratulations, you passed the exam. Okay, in this case, what can we say? Sita congratulated me by telling you passed the exam. Now let's move downside. In case of exclamatory sentence, we are going to discuss some of the important examples of exclamatory and optative sentence. While we talk about exclamatory sentence, okay, Ram said, alas, the man is dead. Okay, let's talk about the reported statement since at first. Ram said, alas, the man is dead. Alas, alas here represents the sense of sorrow. Okay, sense of sorrow. It is given over here. In the case of sense of sorrow, said is replaced by exclaimed with sorrow. Okay, so what would be the answer? Ram exclaimed with sorrow that comma and inverted comma is replaced by that. The man was dead. The man was dead. Is it changed into was? Is it changed into was? Present tense, simple present, it changed into simple past. Ram said, hurrah, we won the match. Now, hurrah, here, hurrah represents the sense of joy. Sense of joy. Okay. This is also an exclamatory reported statement. Ram exclaimed with joy that now we is first person, plural form. Now, first person is changed according to subject. Second person is changed according to object. Third person is not changed. We refers to first person, changed according to subject. To check out subject, object, or no change, run outside of the jail. To check the person, to change the person, run outside of the jail. Ram. Does Ram represent we? No, we here represents plural form. What could be the plural of Ram? They, Ram and Syam. So what can we write in the place of Ram and Syam? They. All right. Ram exclaimed with joy that they. Now, one is verb to of win. So verb to represents simple past, and simple past is changed into past perfect, had plus verb 3. What is verb 3 of one? One. Win verb 1, one verb 2, one verb 3. Winning verb 4, wins verb 5. Okay. Ram exclaimed with joy that they had won the match. Okay. Now let's know the example of reported statement having the sense of surprise. Ram said, what a big snake it is. What is the reported statement here? Inside jail, who is the prisoner? Reported statement. Ram said, what a big snake it is. This represents the idea of surprise. He had never seen such a big snake before in his life. Ram exclaimed with surprise. Okay, now let me add more information. If you see what, how, wow, wonderful, amazing, etc., gives the sense of surprise. How big the snake is, what a big snake it is. Wow, what a beautiful snake. Can you tell like this? Quite hard to say because snake is ever deadly. Yeah. So what could be the answer? Ram exclaimed with surprise that it now. Let's talk about the change of subject. It is. Which person is it? Third person. Third person is not changed. Third person falls in N. N represents no change. No change. Okay. So to check out no change, so it remains same. No need to go outside of the jail of inverted comma. Ram exclaimed with surprise that it now easy changed into was. It was a big snake. It was a big snake. Okay, for optative sentence. Sita, may you, Sita said, may you become the first in your class. Sense of wish. What is the sense here? What is the reported statement here? May you become the first in your class. So, what could be the possible answer? Sita wished me that now may you. Which person is you? Second person. Second person changes according to object. To check subject or object, run outside of the jail of inverted comma. What is object outside? Nothing. If nothing is given over here, surely this is the matter for you. It means you is changed into I. This is the wishing done for you. You refers to I. Yeah. Sita wished me. So what is the objective form of you? Me. Sita wished me that in the place of comma, inverted comma, that is used. Sita wished me that I now may. May it changed into might. Can it change into could? May changed into might. Shall it changed into should? Will it changed into would? Okay, Sita wished me that I might become the first in my class. Okay, your is also second person subjective possessive case. So for subjective possessive case, here, what is the probable answer? Your is changed into my class. This is also the subjective possessive case of first person. Okay, let's move down. Sita said to her husband, may you die soon, probably. This is the practical reported statement for every couple. I hope so. I think so. Jokes apart, just a joke. May you die soon. What kind of sense we can perceive from this reported statement? We can get from this reported statement. Curse, a sense of curse. Sita now said to it changed into cursed. Said to it changed into cursed. Sita cursed her husband. Now, comma inverted comma is replaced by that. Sita cursed her husband that he now may it changed into might. He might die soon. You refers to which person? Second person. Second person changes according to object. What is the object here outside? Run outside of the jail. What is object here outside? Sita said to her husband. Husband is object. In the place of husband, what can we use? He. What can we use? in the place of husband? He. Sita cursed her husband that he might die soon. So, dear colleagues, student, and the citizen of every country, continent, spread throughout the entire corners of this globe, this cosmopolitan space. I would like to convey you my best wishes to you all to understand the concept of reported speech, reported speech in detail. You all might have understood the concept now very clearly. If this video is helpful for you all, please provide me with your feedback and share with your friends. Thank you. Have a good day to you all. See you in the next video with some fruitful and benefiting videos for you all. Thank you.